Hello, welcome to Scrap Time episode 696. My name is Christine, and on today's episode, I'm showing you a cracked paint technique using products from Echo Green Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to do this cracked paint technique as well as make this entire card. So I'm using products from Echo Green Crafts, and all their products are made with recycled bits. They want to do everything they can to sustain the environment. So they have these chipboard pieces here. These are rectangles. They come in a variety of sizes, but I'm going to use the rectangle today. And I've taken my rectangle and I've already painted it with this pistachio green paint. The next thing I need to do is take their glue. They have green glue here. And I'm just going to put some on the table here. Then I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to paint a layer of the paint, or of the glue, sorry, onto my chipboard. Oh, I might need some more glue. Turn it around here and get that corner. Okay, I'm going to put my brush straight into water there so it doesn't get stuck, get all hard. So next I'm going to take a second paint. I am using Primary Red, and their paints are eco-friendly. They have no solvents, chemicals, or harmful odors, and low or no VOCs. They've tried their best to make a quality product that isn't harmful to our earth. So again, I'm going to take a bit on my mat there. If you don't have a craft mat, of course you can just use a palette. But that's the great thing about these craft mats, is I can just put all my products right onto my mat and then it just wipes off. Now the paint is sort of lower now in tackiness, but you've got to get it before it dries completely. And I'm going to paint right over top of that glue. You can use any colors you want for this technique, obviously. You want colors that'll show through one another, though. I'm using red and green because I'm making a Christmas card. Get that little bit there I touched. Okay. So now I'm going to take a heat gun, and this is where the magic happens. If you're going to watch, you'll see the cracks appearing. So you can see here the green showing through. Where I had put my paint thicker, that's where you're getting this line. But because of the technique, I don't mind the different textures and colors and that happening, because it is supposed to look sort of rustic and worn. Now a little trick I'm going to show you is, You can see how the chipboard folded. I'm going to put it upside down and heat it again, and usually it will flatten back out. Okay, so on this one, it didn't work. But if you're using a watercolor paper and you find that it folds up, if you heat it from behind, usually it flattens back out. I'm just going to press it down. Now this is really hot at the moment, so it's best just to let it cool down for a moment, and I'm going to clean up my mess. So we're back, and you can see now that it is cooled, it's flattened out again. The next thing I'm going to do is take some ink. This is the Paris Trunk Eco-Friendly Dye-Based Artist Ink in Sepia. And I'm taking just one of my Ranger ink applicators for the ink. And I'm just going to rub it over a bit just to age it even a bit more and get in some of those cracks. So you want to make sure that it is cooled down and it is dry before you do this, otherwise the ink could pick up a bit of the paint. So once I rub it on like that, I'm going to take a paper towel and rub some off, because I just need it to stick in some of the cracks. It doesn't have to be all over the place. So you still see some of it, but it just aged down the color a little. Okay, so now we're going to stamp our image on it. This is the Christmas Classic stamps, again from Echo Green Craft, and they've used recycled rubber. Here we have the images. The actual images are a little larger. You can see here on the back. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to use the stamp here. They also have their own blocks, and I like their blocks. They have this little ridge here that you can put your fingers in when you're doing your stamping. And I'm going to use the same Paris Trunk ink, this time in black. Ink it up. I always over ink my stamps, I find, but I want to make sure they're nice and black for a crisp image. Now, because I'm stamping over something weathered, it's not as important, but and you want to make sure that the whole stamp has been, you have pressure on it all. Again, I think I spend too much time stamping. I'm just a cautious stamper. And there we have Our Lady. You want to give it a moment to dry, but you can also, what I like to do is take my black ink and just go around the edges, and I just find that that will frame the image. So there we have that. So the next thing we can do is decide where we're going to position her on the card. And then I have to stamp the Merry Christmas under there. I'm going to take a different size block. It's on an angle. Ink it up again. So I know it's going to be like that. The words go like this. So I'm just going to try and get it underneath. And then we have the Merry Christmas. Pretty. So now I'm going to use my green glue again. I'm going to glue this in place. Now, the other thing they have are these little glass glints, recycled glass embellishments that are really cute. And so I'm just going to add a few on just for a little bit of, even though it's a vintagey card, I'm going to just put a few there. I just like to add 3 baubles on. I'm going to use my glossy accents for this. I like to put a dot down, put on the little glass bit, a little closer, another dot. Oops, missed that completely. And one more dot. And there we have a little Christmas card using products from Echo Green Crafts. Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to check out my website at www.scraptime.ca. And on our next episode, I'm showing you how to make a card using pan pastels. So please join us. Thanks for watching Scrap Time.